Now, folks, you know how we do this. It's quite simple. We start with 10 little taps. 4 for the hell, 1 for the space, 4 for the yeah, and 1 to hit return to put a smile on my face. Come on, guys, you know the drill. We don't start until I get my hell yes. Oh, I'm already seeing them. Come on, you people. That includes you painters who don't actually chat but listen along. You just tap the keyboards at the start and the end, and this is the time to tap it at the start. That's better. Come on, let's go. I want to see my screen full of them before I start. Just want to see hell yes all the way round, all the way down, and then we're starting. That's it, my beautiful people. Greetings and salutations. It is 9 o'clock on a Friday, Monday, Wednesday. Yes. People are buzzing me. Right. Hello, folks. How are you? Yes. A little bit confused about the days. We are well into Groundhog now, to be perfectly honest. I don't think the weeks exist anymore. For me, anyway. I know that there's a lot of people who are still living a structured life. For me, in isolation, it's a Groundhog Day. Now, I am getting structure to it and all that sort of stuff. I've got structure to my day, yeah, but not structure to my week. Good day today. The sun was shining. I stood on the doorstep and chatted with a few of the neighbours, which was nice. Yeah, we've agreed that we're going to go and have a barbecue in one of the neighbours' backyards. I don't really have a backyard. I've got more like a path and space for a couple of bins. But we've agreed that, we're all going to have a bit of a barbecue, the neighbours. Yeah, in one of my neighbours who's got a lovely backyard. So, when this is all done, obviously, only this day, last day, and the next day. Hey, Martin. Oh. Right, the comments are working. We are streaming. Everything is doing well, except for me. Mel's back's playing up. Yeah, it was playing up a little bit the day before yesterday. It was annoying yesterday. And today it decided, you know what? You can have it. So, I've been here before. Yeah, day of rest, decent sleep. You know, I'll be moving about and everything tomorrow. I'm back in the studio and back, cracking on with everything. I know it's Wednesday because tomorrow's when the garbage is getting picked up and we've had to roll the bins out. Cat saying too long in that chair. Yes, it is too long in that chair. I've been doing a lot of work typing and with the book. Yeah, a lot of the book was written during very stressful times in my life, as you can imagine. And so we've been doing a lot of reviewing and going back and, Dave giving me chunks and going, have a read over this. Yeah. What do you think now? Yeah. And it's like, oh, I want to phrase that differently. Or, oh, I didn't mention that. So we're sort of doing like a third draft. Yeah. Just to make sure that we've not messed up and everything like that. Whilst we finish off a few last things. Yeah. The idea being that we wrap everything up. So everything that goes to print is current. Yeah, and well up to speed. Use PayPal to get a back massager for the chair. I'm a single fella. I have no idea what effect that could have on a young man like me. I could be crippled. Dan Random saying, I will probably be distracted tomorrow night, as it is the new feature-length Red Dwarf. I did see something about that. I do think I'm probably going to jump on it afterwards. Yeah, in some manner. I'm sure iPlayer or something like that. Obviously, 8 o'clock tomorrow, UK Brits. We're on our doorsteps clapping. It is always better to refine than regret. Yeah, that's... We sort of take... I mean, everything's in sort of like global hold at the minute anyway. I mean, it's suddenly... The amount of... I looked at my phone and the amount of text messages I've had off companies and things like that and all, it's just ended. Yeah, the post that comes through the door, it's just ended. You know what I mean? It's like everything has been put on hold. So we're using this time because obviously, we have printers and all that sort of stuff and logistics and all that sort of stuff. So we're just using this time, yeah, to sort of, right, all right, let's give them the best book we can, like we promised. Yeah. And it's been good because obviously, I've been off my feet and obviously I've had a lot of things in my life. And this lockdown and these live shows have been really good for me. Yeah. I don't know what I would have been like on my own, not seeing my kids. I mean, obviously, I'm chatting with them and that sort of stuff. But not having them here and that sort of stuff like I used to, it's hard. Yeah. But without the live shows and, the structure this gives me, I hate to think. It's on Dave. I will check it out. So, quarantine is making many of brains go numb. What's the dumbest thing you have done this last week? Dumbest thing that I've done. I almost put the kettle on the stove. Because I've got one of these kettles that looks like the metal kettles that you put on the stove. And it looks pretty similar to our camping kettle in shape. And at the time I was making a brew, yeah, I was thinking about camping when all this is done. And just going out and being camping. You know what I mean? Yeah. Not having any walls around me. Yeah. Just being with the kids, having a laugh in the woods. Nice big roaring fire, stars above me. And I was thinking, one of my pleasures when I'm camping is in the evening when the kids are settled and that sort of stuff is sitting back where, the embers you've got a good glow on the fire. The flames are gone and it's just wood bits and they're glowing nice and, sticking my camping kettle. And it's a heavy duty one, you know what I mean? It takes some punishment and I just stick it in the fire. Yeah. And I just know that, the kids will be out for s'mores and marshmallows in a little while, but now just as the sun's gone down and the stars are coming out, and I'm gonna hear it whistle and and then pour myself a big mug of coffee, yeah, and just sit back and start to watch the stars come out. That's typically after we've cooked a tea. Quite often when we camp, yeah, we'll often cook our tea on the fire. So we'll take a big grill and we'll take a couple of small pans and stuff so we can cook, and we'll do steak on the fire and corn in the cob. We'll throw baked potatoes in in the fire, in the ashes and that sort of stuff. Obviously, Corbyn's a cadet. Willow's going through cadets. Yeah, obviously I've done stuff, and even Kerry, she's so as a family, even though we're not together, we're still massive campers. Don't know about camping with Kerry in the future. That's obviously something as, a family we're going to resolve. And I suppose we would have had discussions about that sort of stuff long before now if it hadn't been for COVID and all this sort of stuff. But anyway, yeah, I'm looking forward to going camping. But I was really thinking about camping. I was really thinking about that brew, and I put it on and I went, looked down and I went, my hand went over to and it's like, what the bloody hell? Electric kettle. So yeah. And bacon butty. Yeah. Bacon butty's done on a proper campfire. Mel, you're staying quite level-headed considering what's going on. I am, to be perfectly honest. I think part of it is the fact that, while I had the chest problems and that sort of stuff, I made sure I was very comfortable in these four walls. You know what I mean? And I did spend quite a bit of time on my own during that. So I'm quite comfortable in that sense. Moving on. Yeah. Ooh. Did we just get a warning then? Moving on. I think, I think with the thing about the world in crisis is it's a crisis that I can understand. Even to the actions and the lockdown and that sort of stuff, because it's something I trained to actually help do. It may have been 20 years ago, it may have been because of a nuclear or biological attack, but the plan that they're following and everything they're doing is similar to what I trained for. So I'm comfortable in it. It's quite strange. It's actually an environment I feel comfortable in. And there'll be a lot of ex-forces and stuff like that are, I know this game. I know what we do here. And are actually a lot more comfortable in this sort of environment than they are in the normal chaos of the world. Camper, I've seen you play World of Tanks. I haven't played World of Tanks in ages. Yeah. Secretly, yeah, I played a bit of Fortnite. Yeah. Because Corbin plays Fortnite. So I had him one up in the game. Yeah. One-on-one sort of thing. And I almost savaged him. I almost had him. Yeah. And since then, he hasn't been on the game for 5 days. Right. Matching camouflage? Eh? Or are you talking about the grey and the grey? I'm actually feeling a little bit gruff today. Not gruff, illness-wise. When my back bothers me, I have a lazy day sort of thing. So I potter, I do little bits of jobs. Yeah, I'm sitting here with my hot water bottle. Yeah, and I am in my PJs, and yeah, the definition of when Mel is ill, yeah, is really simple. I don't shave. If I've not shaved that day, I'm not well. Yeah, I've decided I'm not well. Yeah, it's sort of I use it as sort of an indicator of like, right, you're fine, get on with it, have a shave, shower, shave, yeah, on with the day. And if you wake up and it's like, I'm feeling rough and I don't go for a shave, and it's like, you're right, take the day off, you're ill. Oh, what's Cat done? I'm using pepper essence ointment for my neck and thought I'd wash my hand. No, must rub my eye. Left eye is now swelled shut. Hey, that's worse. I used to be a football physio. I can remember when the lads used to want like deep heat rubs, and then they'd run out to the match, and I go for a quick pee before I went out to the dugout. Physio in the dugout. There's been a few times I've forgotten to wash my hands. Trust me, that'll keep you warm on a cold football night. Oh. I'm keeping to colours, brushes and other stuff that's not minis, digging into my pile of shame. I'm quite... Well, I've got book stuff I'm doing, manufacturing mistakes, doing techniques. So it's kind of weird. It's like, right, what can I demo this on? And looking around the studio and like, right, okay, let's grab that. I can demo this bit just on that. Yeah, that's for the technical side. There's like the builds, there's the theory, the materials and techniques, and then there's the builds. Yeah, so for the materials and techniques, like, right, this is how you do this technique. Yeah. So there's been a lot of that, which requires quite a lot of work for one photo. Because you pretty much have to... I mean, I've avoided having to build an individual piece just for one photo. So I'm trying to reuse bits that I can demo it on and that sort of stuff. But even that, you have to get all your materials out. You've got to practice it. You've got to figure out what the best photo is. Yeah, so taking one photo can take an hour and a half. You know what I mean? Between getting what you need, having to play with it enough that yeah, this is what I need to show, and this is what I've got to show mistake-wise, and this is how far my brush should be through on the technique for them to get the idea of the technique I'm trying to show. Yeah, and then once you've got that, you've got to start taking photos, and you've got to look at the photos and review them on your computer while they're linked to the camera. Yeah, and then you got to like, right, reposition everything so my hand's not in the way or there's not a shadow that way, and one photo. And then when it's like, right, okay, what have you got? Well, you've got 8 techniques to demo on this page. Well, that's today and tomorrow then. Yeah, for the photos for one page and so it's an interesting time. Tomorrow I had 2 matches in the nice old world of Warhammer, the 5th edition. Well, today I would have been celebrating my 20th wedding anniversary, so we're all missing things, guys. Our sub rugby would replace half the opposition's shower gel contents with deep heat during the game. Oh, trust me, I've worked in sports. I know the tales and I know the jokes. During my rugby days, one of us would sneak into the office and put deep heat in their jog straps. Do you know what? I had one of the lads come to me once. Yeah, and he goes, Mel, can you borrow what you call it? Your deep heat spray and your deep freeze spray. Yeah, and I'm like, what for? What do you need them both for? And he's like, I want to try that contrast therapy, which is like warming an area, cold in an area, warming an area to flush the blood through it as a way of clearing like debris from injuries. It's called contrast therapy. It's really good. Yeah, but I'm like, it's not going to work with bloody aerosols. And he's like, you would do a lot. Just let me have a go at it. Let me have a go at it. Come on, I feel I need it for this match. And all I'm thinking is, right, what's the worst that can happen? He's going to chap his legs. Yeah, and that was it. I was in a very military mind of, right, Tomo, if you need to learn the hard way, you need to learn the hard way. Off you go. There you are. Anyway, about 5 minutes later, yeah, and this is before the opposite team had come in and their bus had pulled in. He comes, I see him, what you call it, yeah, and he's got a toilet roll, and he's airing the toilet roll, and it occurred to me that he sprayed the toilet roll from the opposite team's changing room, yeah, with the sprays. So, yeah, about 5 minutes later, he comes back in with like the sprays, and they're both empty. I'm like, Tom, I know what you've done, but there's only one toilet in there. There's only one toilet. What have you sprayed both on? And he went, they're going to have a hot-cold experience. He sprayed and re-rolled it. Yeah, one of them from the Howls, my changing room, my physio room, yeah, was right next to the opposition's room. Yeah, they had a door into my changing room for medical emergencies to access medical stuff and stuff like that. Like the stretcher, or I had clean sinks and that sort. You know what sports changing rooms are like. My med room was clean and clinically clean. Well, as best as I could keep it with footballers about. But yeah. I mean, I heard the howls. I heard the howls. It's a DP. I don't know. It's cold, but it's getting warmer. Okay, guys. Okay, calm yourself, both. Don't get the giggles, for God's sake. Oh. I've got beetroot red, haven't I? Right. There we go. Okay. I know you've done some work with foam core, but will you be covering styrene as a material in the book? Yeah, all that's covered. Well covered. EPS, XPS, big builds, small builds, techniques for using with it. It is covered quite heavily in the materials section, and it features heavily through all the build sections which have bulk. Yeah. So don't worry about what you call it. Like I say, it's terrain essentials. Yeah. I've made damn sure the book covers everything you need to know to put together the majority of gaming tables you're going to be playing on. Yeah, there'll be some things it doesn't cover because we play with space and magic and so many periods and so many places that you can't cover everything. I mean, I've been doing this terrain tutor a lot for years now, and I still haven't got anywhere near to covering it in video form. So come on. Yeah, but it's definitely covering like everything you know to really get going and get going to a really good standard. You know what I mean? Yeah, the feature builds in it are beautiful, and they are some of my best work, and everyone has said that on the feature builds. The build chapters work on like, here's a few easy builds. Yeah, here's something a little bit moderate, and then let's put it all together and pull everything else in you've learned before, and let's do something really shiny. Yeah, so that's what we're there. It is blow off steam time. It is blow off steam time. And we are what you call it. And we are getting into terrain. I'm not avoiding it in this session. I do want to do terrain. One thing I do want to do is Pammy time. Oh, right. Obviously, it's Pammy, the pandemic panic panda. Yeah, and we'll have a brief chat about what's going on in the world. Yeah, just so we can wrap it up, because this is what we do. Now, in the UK, yeah, we've had more field hospitals open. There's another one opened in Birmingham with another 500 beds, possible expanding to 2,000. We reckon we're going to be reaching the peak sometime in the next week. People are roughly predicting, but that's not set. Yeah, and obviously you can't tell where the peak is until you start to see the change in the data. Yeah, remember guys, if you're going to share information about your own, where you are, please start it off or include where you're talking about. So if you're in France, if you're in Germany, if you're in the States, if you're in Lithuania, you know, be specific, just so when we read about, we can put it in context as a global community. No. No. Yeah, Alan's saying big shout out to the NHS staff. Big shout out to all the carers, the boys in blue and the girls in blue. Yeah, all of them, all the people, the social workers, you know, the shopping cart pushers and the guy who stands in front of my local supermarket, making sure people, you know, you only enter the supermarket when someone exits, so it doesn't get more than so many people in. Right, just to go through. So we've opened a few hospitals and that sort of stuff. There's a little bit of blame game going on. Yeah. We've just announced $750 million for the charity sector. So, and a lot of that is specifically going to be going to charities that are active, yeah, and are contributing to the COVID fight. So there's a lot of small charities that, you know, support the elderly. There's a lot of like abuse charities that, you know, support people who have been abused, who may be in lockdown with their abuser now and stuff like that. So $750 million to them, being distributed through various distribution hubs that normally distribute charity. So basically the government's going, here, hand that out to us using your systems. These are the priorities. Yeah. Any tradition at your home for Easter? Shove chocolate down our face, typically. Yeah, right. People are talking about death rate in the UK. It's like 10%. How's that changed? You can't really work out a death rate in the UK because you've got to remember, we're only with confirmed cases, we're only actually reporting laboratory confirmed cases, not clinically confirmed cases. So if one person in the household gets COVID and it's confirmed by laboratory, we're clinically deciding that the rest of the family, yeah, they're going to have COVID. Yeah. But it's only our laboratory tests that are actually being reported as confirmed. Also, we're not confirming people who are self-reporting with symptoms but managing it without medical treatment. Yeah. And so our death rate looks high, but you've got to understand that our death rate is pretty much worked out from, yeah, the small numbers of people we are testing, because we are behind on testing in the UK. I'm not happy with it compared to other countries and what's going on. We're getting better and they are improving it. Yeah, so there is light at the tunnel and that sort of stuff, but yeah, what you call it. So, and also a lot of countries are doing different things with reports to stats and how many people they're testing. So it's difficult to make comparisons. And generally, I prefer to go on the graphs that the scientists put out than try and work that out for myself, because there's so many different variables, you know, that you can't. Yeah, I want a pint, a plate of chips and curry from Wetherspoons. Pub, England. It's going to be a while, mate. Even after we come out of lockdown, they're not going to open the pubs. Not a chance. The peak must be getting close to the UK as my local hospital just took delivery of a dozen large refrigerated lorries. That'll be happening all over as part of the CD plan. I mean, I know that they've taken over hangars at Birmingham and Manchester airports for the incinerators. Yeah, they were supposed to be hospitals, but no one's mentioned Nightingales at Birmingham Airport or Manchester Airport. Yeah, big hangar spaces in the middle of a very secure field with a fence around it, well away from everything. Have you ever noticed how the hangars at airports are on the other side of the runway from where from where the public are allowed in the terminal? On the other side of the airway, every airport. So yeah, to talk about practical terms, that's where we'll be doing our cremation. I mean, I think that they're predicting at our peak something like 6,000 a day. And the real concern is it's not a peak straight down. It's a peak, it's a plateau, and then it's a fall off. Yeah. Yeah, Kat's saying this book did not start until the Kickstarter. Next book will be written before Kickstarter to avoid pressure and time lag. To be perfectly honest, we haven't committed to another book yet because we're not going to have that conversation until we've filled our commitments on this one. Yeah, end of. But everyone in the conversation, Jace, Dave, everyone, yeah, in the peripheries is going, the way we handle this one is, I mean, in all truth, no one expected me to split up, to have to to have to get a house of my own, to have to or COVID and everything else. Yeah, that was not in the pipeline. But for the pressure off me, the pressure off Dave, the pressure off Jace, yes. Yeah, my opening video will be showing you this is the book you're kickstarting to print. Yeah, and that will be my opening video to the Kickstarter. Yeah, and I imagine as soon as well, I mean, I don't know what about digitally releasing the PDF because we might want to hold it back because, you know, with regards to get it when you get the book. But there won't be any writing or building involved in the book. What we probably reckon, yeah, is if there's add-ons and stuff like that, those will be done afterwards. But the actual physical book that needs to be printed will be written before we go to Kickstarter if we do another book. Yeah, I'd like to, but dust needs to settle and I need to get back to normal first. And I think that's the most honest and realistic thing I can say on this. Yeah, I am 100% committed no matter what that everyone will get their book. Yeah, this is not a Kickstarter that's going to drag on, fizzle out, and then come up with excuses. Yeah, I'm 100% committed to that, and so is the rest of the team. Yeah, but putting the book aside, because we're talking Pammy. Yeah, right. Germany's expecting the peak to be somewhere around June. UK should be further out as it started in the UK. Really? Then again, it really depends. You see, the problem is, yeah, when with flattening the curve, what you're doing is slowing the rate of infection, which means essentially you're dragging out the time for the peak. Yeah, so doing the good thing doesn't actually rush the peak towards you. It actually pushes it further away from you. So, I mean, that's quite surprising that Germany is expecting the peak to be somewhere around June. Yeah, because to be perfectly honest, reasonable expectations were, I think, in the UK. In the UK, we've got this bizarre bloody thing going on. Yeah, every scientist and everyone around who isn't a government official, yeah, is making it absolutely clear the lockdown is not going to end on Sunday. It's not. Yeah, and the government are dodging saying it like you wouldn't believe. The best you can get out of them is, oh, we'll look at it. And it's like, look, the scientific advisor next to you has just said, I mean, literally next to you on your press conference, yeah, has just said, it ain't happening. So, is he right? Well, we're going to review it. I'll tell you what, there's going to be a lot of upset people because there's loads who think this is ending at the weekend. Hey up, Jace. Even the greatest plans don't survive the battlefield. In regards to life, never how we think it. Always. Always. Ah. In the US, we've tested less people than most countries. No kits. But head of the cage fighting is buying a private island to set up pay-per-view fights. And will test everyone arriving. How could... And not my kid who works in it. Jeez. Yeah, there is some political stuff and it's not great. And with no offence, I've also discovered Tiger King. Why are our leaders worldwide ignoring the science and the evidence? I think our leaders in the UK are following the science. They're just not willing to be honest with the public too much. But they dropped the ball at the start with their herd immunity idea. Germany, according to the latest report from a week ago, if we lift the lockdown by Easter, it will take till June to peak and will be over around August. That's a long plateau, June, July, August. Germany, but we are not lifting the lockdown after Easter. Yeah, makes sense. Oh, mate, Tiger King, what a riot. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. Hey, Brian. Stop with the Tiger King. I told you your life was fine without Tiger King. I nailed all 7 episodes in 2 nights. I had to. I just had to. And then I saw something on Facebook saying he was a chief of police. I mean, what? Did we really see that? I mean, I'll be honest with you folks. I am seriously waiting for Tiger King episode 8. Because this story hasn't finished. And I want the rest of it. Science and evidence doesn't match with political plans. Yeah, but, you know... I watched it, but all I could see was some dodgy people driving around in tanks. Sorry, that was King Tiger. I know. That's poor. Right. Yes. That's just... Tiger King just blew my mind. It's exactly what I needed in the middle of a pandemic to feel reasonable and like, yeah, people are doing the sensible thing. You know no one in Tiger King is isolating. No one. Not one of them. Unless it's with a tiger. You can check all of Joe Exotic's YouTube videos. I don't know if I want to go there. I don't know. I mean, you could lose yourself in that. You could really lose yourself in... It's just bizarre. I mean, Jace was telling me how he opened his presidential speech campaign. I just... Do you know? No, I ain't going near Joe Exotic. And that's enough of Tiger King. Right. Okay, so with regards to putting down one crazy set of craziness, pick up another. Groundhog Day. Yeah, I think we're all waiting. We're all waiting for data, aren't we? We know what we're in for. Yeah, I think we know what we're in for now, and we all know it's serious, and we all know, all right, yeah, this is serious. And I think what we're waiting for is an idea of where, everyone's saying light at the end of the tunnel, and everyone wants dates. Everyone wants how you're going to de-escalate this. Yeah, because we want to film a picture of how this is going to end and how we're going to get back to normal. Which makes perfect sense, in all honesty. Just 1 second. Restream's paused my comments. So, in fact, the camera's paused as well. Right, guys, can you still hear me? Oh, come on, computer, what are you doing? Right. Computer having a little bit of a blip there. Yeah, we should be fine. Not sure. I think it's the computer. I think it's doing something, updating or doing one with what it does. Right, we're just going to have to see. Yes, you're back. I am back. It's just my computer doing something in the background, and I'm wondering what it's doing because it's hammering it. Yeah, so just let the computer do what it does. Yeah, it seems to be getting back on top of itself. Yeah, yeah. Can still hear you. Well, I'll keep talking just while it just catches up. It's doing the timeout thing on my monitors here, and I think the stream's a little bit jumpy. So what are you doing, computer? That's just Control-Alt-Delete. Yeah, hasn't even Control-Alt-Delete yet. Come on, what's running? Right, my computer, if you can still hear me. Come on. Come on. We haven't lost the stream yet. Right, I'm still here. We'll see if it's catching up. It looks to be doing a little bit better. Wherever it was doing, it's got over the hill. Sorry, guys. I was not... My CPU is nothing, but I'm guessing the RAM is... Oh. Come on. I only want Task Manager. It was only a couple of minutes ago that I asked for it. Go on, give me my screen back now. Oh. Right. So it seems to be calming down a little. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. Have you changed your active times from default? I don't know. I think it's Chrome updating Google stuff, to be truthful. Because every so often, Chrome just nails this computer. Yeah, and so I'm just waiting for my Chrome windows to come back. My streaming software is working, and it's a little stuttery, but it is working. But all my Chrome windows are frozen, so I can't see my chat other than what I can see in the Terrainiacs. And I'm just waiting for Task Manager to come up. So I can see how hammered the computer is getting. Right. Oh, that point where you're wondering if it's Bushville issue as Mel is having a stroke. Yeah. Right, my comments are coming back now. I can see Westside. I was looking at Harris Heller videos. Okay, Oh, Chrome is a massive memory hog. I like Chrome because with being a YouTuber, it ties into Google and that sort of stuff. But I think when I do these streams, I'm gonna use Firefox. Yeah. According to this, Google Chrome has 10 processes running. Yeah. So there's a lot going on. A lot going on. Chrome, just ask once. Right, so I think I'm streaming. Yeah, so we'll just keep going. I don't want to click too many buttons and confuse it just yet. Always use Firefox. I like Firefox, but Chrome's good for the plugins and that sort of stuff when I'm working. I just want something that doesn't, what do you call it? Each tab is a new process on Chrome. And I know, but I've got 10 processes going and only 3 tabs open. What will you be building? I will be building. I want to do some terrain. I want to do some isolation reach. I want to do something a bit smaller, to be truthful. What I'd like to ask you guys is, I'm just going to very quickly step away from the screen. Yeah, I want to get up and walk around a bit. I think that would be good for me right now because my back's aching and I don't want to quit the stream early or anything like that. Yeah. So I'm going to put Pammy back. Pammy the pandemic panic panda. Yeah, and we'll put her back. Her duties are done. I'm going to get up. I'm going to just walk around and just stretch my legs because also feel it's hot. Yeah, so what do you call it? I'll give that a go. Stretch myself off just for a second and then we'll get stuck into some train, eh? Oh, bow skull. Stretch. Oh, God. I know I'm groaning a lot. You get so stiff. Oh. Oh, right, that's better. Okay, my camera's stalled. Everything's stalled. I'm here. I don't know if you guys watch me sit down, but from my side, the camera went from empty chair to me sitting. Mel, maybe by the time you set up, Chrome will be better. I'm quite concerned about what you call it. We're going to have to swap camera. CPU 0. What's going on now? What's it doing now? Oh. Have a glass of water, mate. I can't hit a pretty screen pause or anything like that. Basically, just because the computer is laggy as hell for mine. Yeah, I mean, I'm barely getting your comments at the moment. And I don't like the way the screen's frozen. Come on, move my mouse. Come on, we can do it. Move the mouse. Where's the mouse gone? I've clicked a button. That's it. It's not going to like having to do something. It's really not going to like having to do something. I need to have a look at when, because it's always during live shows we get this. Right. I assume we're still going. I don't know if we dare switch cam. don't know. I really don't know. The Yeah, it's really not liking this. Don't lie, Mal. We all know how you can teleport and do ventriloquism. I'm having to read comments off my own screen because my chat windows have just frozen and everything. Yeah, I can't get the other cam up right now. Okay, what's it doing now? Is it doing something? Are we talking? You git. Right. How do we schedule Google updates? If you can hear me, how do we schedule Google updates? Because this is doing my nutting. Come on, are you going to update my... Yes, it did. Come on. I'm seeing comments from YouTube and Twitch. No, sorry, Twitch and Facebook. But my YouTube comments have just frozen completely. The stuttering images are hilarious. Oh God, not those faces. Right. My computer is just being an absolute git. Yeah. I'm wondering if my computer is telling me to just get out of the bloody chair and go look after my back. And I don't know if you can hear any of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to punish myself too much because this isn't slowing down and my computer's actually getting worse. Yeah. So, yeah, if this is as high note as we get, yeah, I don't even know if I'll see them, but I'll tell you what. Yeah. Leave a hell yeah in the comments and we'll call it a night, folks, I think. Yeah, because this is not... I don't even think I'll see the comments from my side. Yeah, because mine has just frozen completely. Yeah. My computer actually looks like it's had enough of my... Yeah, it's packing its stuff up and it's going to self-isolate it in a different house. Yeah, or it's just the goblin gods of the dice and the computer things. Yeah. Just what you call it. Just telling me to just get out of this chair, go stretch. Yeah, and stop hurting myself to do a live stream right now. I'll be better tomorrow. So, folks, I'm going to call it a night. Fill the chat with hell yes. Yeah, I'm going to click the stream end button, but I don't know whether that'll actually end the stream or how long it'll take to do that. I can see a hell yeah, so people are starting it. I'm going to try and end the stream. Yeah, I'm currently using 31.7%. Yeah, sorry, 31.7 gig of my 32 gig memory. Thank you, Google Chrome, for bringing tonight to an end. Yeah, and slowing my keyboard, my mouse down. I'll have Firefox set up for you tomorrow, folks. Oh God, look at that frozen. No. Right. All the hell yes, and I'll see you soon, folks. All the best. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I don't know if I've ended the stream. I honestly don't know.